So what's up, guys? Like I said, I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. I got pissed off with lockdown, probably the same as everyone else, but we managed to get back to the Philippines eventually with a load of hassle. We lost some money on some flights because they didn't tell us the rules. Whatever. I'm back, and today I'm going to bring you a review of one of my new bikes since I got back in the Philippines. I've had it for about 2 months. As you can see, it is a bright orange KTM Duke 390. It's the 2019 model, so it's not the BS6 one from India, which has a quick shifter, a couple of other things. But yeah, I just wanted to get out and do a ride. I'm hoping it's not going to rain too much, because if the roads are dry, we're going to go on a nice little twisty road. I'll quickly talk you through some of the specs, but most of it is online. If you remember my 790 Duke review, you'll know how much I love that bike. I couldn't pick one up here, they got no stock, so I thought I'm going to try out this 390 and see what everyone's on about. It's 373cc single cylinder. It's A2 license compliant, so it's a great bike for you guys who are have your A2 license back in the UK and the restricted licenses in Australia, various places like that. So let's take it for a ride. I'll do a little walk around and show you what it looks like as well. It's actually a good looking bike. It's better looking, I think, than the Duke 790. Let's go and see if we can have as much fun on this as we had on the 790 Duke back last year before I had to sell it for lockdown. So as I'm riding, I'll take you through the specs. As I say, it's 373cc. It kicks out about 44, let me close my lid, kicks out about 44 horsepower and about 33 newton meters of torque. The engine is pretty punchy for a little single cylinder, you know, 300, just under 400cc single cylinder engine. It's pretty punchy. It's pretty aggressive. It does not like being below 4,000, 3,000, 4,000 revs, but apart from that, the fueling on it's pretty good once you get above sort of that sort of level. We are stuck with traffic, about to ruin my ride again. So I'll take you through some specs. So it's got the biggest in class disc brake on the front. It's a 320mm. It's also radially mounted and it's a 4-pot caliper, so that's pretty outstanding for this level of bike when you compare it to something like the Ninja 400 that I had previously. The brakes are decent. They're not obviously bitingly sharp with just one disc up front, but plenty of stopping power in relation to how powerful and how lightweight this bike is. And there you go, it is lightweight. I think they claim 165 kilograms dry weight. So it's in the region of the Duke 790, but it's definitely lighter. It feels a little bit lighter as well because it's only got an 830mm seat height. And the pegs are quite aggressive. I've got 33 or 34 inch inside leg measurement, and my legs are angled back a little bit, so it's quite aggressive. You sort of feel like you're putting your weight over the front. The seat also leans you forward very slightly. The handlebars are in a nice comfortable position, not too high, not too low, nice and straight. Gives you plenty of purchase. Let's go around this dude. And the engine, as you can see, it's got plenty of torque down low. Once you get over 4,000, the engine is happy. That's its happy place. 4,000 to about, the red line on it's around about 10,000. And anywhere from 4 to 10 it just goes. You just have to get used to riding it, sort of knock it down a gear compared to what you think if you want the power. Well, the 44 horsepower and 33 newton meters of torque. But I think those figures are slightly less horsepower than something like a Ninja 400, but the acceleration on this is definitely quicker than a Ninja 400. It picks up quicker. I mean, we're up to 100 there pretty quickly, and I'm nowhere near full throttle because it's a bouncy road. And I didn't go on the throttle hard either. But yeah, so in terms of ergonomics, it's comfortable. It's pretty similar in terms of comfort as the Ninja 400. There's a Carabao crossing the road. Let's go slow for him so he don't get scared. Oh, hello, mate. Oh, he wants the KTM, I think. I went for this over the Ninja 400 this time. I don't like buying the same bike twice unless it's amazing. The Ninja 400 is a nice bike, but I thought having had the Duke 790 in the UK, I thought, oh, I like KTMs. There's something about them that I like. A little bit crazy, a little bit more aggressive than some of the other bikes. So anyway, so ergonomically it's comfortable. I did a 4-hour round trip yesterday up to Cebu City to get the first service done, and I was comfortable. I was pretty much the fastest thing coming back from Cebu City down to Bareilly, where I live, 2-hour ride. You can whiz in and out of traffic. It was fantastic in and out of traffic in Cebu City, where there was loads of traffic, and I was just what do you call it in America? Can't remember, but I was lane splitting. I was lane splitting, and no problems whatsoever. It's small enough that you feel like you can nip through in between vehicles, and the engine. One of the things, I had a RC390 back in 2015, and that thing used to overheat if I rode it relatively fast for about 45 minutes here. I haven't had any problems with overheating at all with this Duke. You could see down here on the nice TFT dash, which I'll talk about in a bit, it pretty much hovers around 4 engine bars, and we're at about 29 degrees here in the Philippines today. Yesterday in the city it was about 34, and again it was still only around 4 on the coolant temperature, so it's got no problem with overheating whatsoever. The only thing I've noticed with it is it does get hot by your legs being a naked. Obviously the heat comes straight out of the engine onto your legs, and you can feel that, but it's not coming up through the seat, so it's not burning your arse. It's just by your legs you can feel the heat. So I know a lot of people here, they tend to ride with shorts and flip-flops on. I don't. I have rode it once locally like that, and yeah, you can feel the heat, so I wouldn't recommend it then. All the controls are pretty decent quality. Obviously it's made to a budget, so it doesn't feel premium, but you got everything where you need it. Everything's pretty intuitive. You've just got a simple starter on this side and kill switch, and then on the left down here you've got a flick switch for high beam, and then you've got your horn, indicators, and then you've got your control set here, which I'll go through later for I'll go through the controls later for the TFT dash. You've got various functions on that as well, including supermoto mode, so you can turn off the rear ABS if you want to. I have never ever done that here because, well, I've never really needed to, but you can if you want to. So yeah, mentioning it's got a Bosch ABS system, which I have not felt kicking, and I've done some pretty hard braking on this, so it's pretty non-intrusive, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let's have a little look at that nice view over there. Nice, isn't it? So yeah, ergonomically it's comfortable. The seats 830 millimeters. Obviously it feels like quite a small bike to me, but it would suit smaller riders as well. But it doesn't feel cramped. 4 hours in the seat yesterday with just a couple of stops in between, and I had no cramp in my legs, I had no cramp in my ass. It was actually it's bloody comfortable. I'm thinking about it now. I'm thinking I've done longer trips than, I've done trips like that before on like Ninja 650s and things, and been less comfortable, so it's pretty good. It's got full LED headlights and daytime running lights, which you can choose to have on or off via the menu system, and LED indicators as well, and they are good at night. I have tested them at night. They're really bright, really good, so if you do some sort of nighttime riding, then you got no problems. They're good, the lights are. 13.4 litre fuel tank. Range is somewhere around about 290-300 kilometers. I filled it up yesterday, I don't know, about 500 pesos, about 8 quid here, and I went all the way to Cebu and back, which is about 100, well, by the time I'd gone through the city it was about 140 kilometers there and back, and I've still got half a tank left today, and it's telling me I can still do another 140 kilometers, so you're looking at nearly 300 kilometers. And yesterday on the way back I ragged it. I mean, I was doing pretty quick, and going through the gears and revving it, so you could get more or better fuel economy if you're just riding it like I'm riding it now, you know. 6 gears, obviously 1 down, 5 up. And the gearbox is smooth. No quick shifter on this one, but I think there is a quick shifter on the newer one that's coming into India now, the BS6 variant. I don't know if the new one is getting a quick shifter in the UK, I'm not dead sure. But it doesn't need it. The gearbox is super light. You can flick through the gears really quickly, really easily. I've had no issues with the gearbox whatsoever. No false neutrals, no issues getting from first to second. It's super slick, super smooth. I'm really impressed with it, actually. And then it's got a very light clutch pull, and it's let me just go. Probably bored of looking at that stupid big ass yellow lorry now. It's got a slipper and an assist clutch, and the clutch is super light. So also on your down changes there, because it's got a slipper, it's not going to lock up the rear wheel if you jam your downshift a bit too fast and you're in too high a revs. The tyres that come with it are pretty nice. Cannot remember the name of them at all, but they're nice and grippy. This is what I'm talking about. When you're a bit low down in the gears, it just can be a little bit abrupt on the fueling when you're at low RPMs. Engine, actually, I'm surprised at the engine, because like I say, I had a RC390 before, and this is way better. I love the looks of the RC390, but KTM have never really bothered updating it, and so I think they updated the brakes on this one first. I think they updated the fan size as well, and tweaked the fan settings so that it probably comes on a little bit quicker. No issues with cooling with this one. This feels a better built bike than the RC390. The RC390's got a battery cover here, plastic one, and on my bike it rattled like a mother. And then the side, one of the side fairings was loose as well. I had to tighten all that up. In fact, I got rid of the RC390 after about 2 months because I just didn't like it. I love the look of it, but it was not a great bike. But this Duke is way better. Feels much better quality. It's a little bit cheaper as well. I paid 279,000 pesos because it had a rebate on it when I bought it of like 10,000, but normal price is 289,000 pesos. They're built here in the Philippines as well, the local models are, so that's pretty handy. That's why the price is pretty competitive. 289,000 pesos. I'll have to do the conversion on that. I'll put it up on the video screen of what it is in pounds, but I think round about 5,000-ish pounds. Anyway, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. The sound of it is okay. It sounds okay when you're going through the gears and accelerating, but you know, obviously it's a single cylinder, so I mean, can't expect too much on that. It doesn't have that beastly roar of the 790. You can hopefully hear it now. But yeah, overall I am pretty happy with it. I mean, I'd like the 790. It doesn't have that, this one here doesn't have that arm wrenching torque that you get with a 790 or any of the bigger KTMs, which are just amazing. I gotta be honest, I love KTM bikes. I nearly bought a 790 Adventure R, but couldn't get stock in the end, so I went with another bike for my adventure bike. These bloody hairpins virtually. Well, anyway, I'll shut up and we can just go for a little bit and you can see how it rides. I'm in, what am I in? Second gear now. I'm doing like 40 something. I'm going quite slow, so I know there's gravel on these roads. But if you want to let it rip now, look, full throttle. I mean, we're up to 100. And the brakes are pretty good. Look, I'm on the brakes pretty reasonably now. And back down very comfortably. This road from Mantalongan to Alguinsan is pretty twisty. It reminds me a little bit, apart from the road surface is worse, reminds me a little bit of the road from Marbella to Ronda in Spain. It's quite nice. Anyway, how are you guys doing during this lockdown bullshit? I'm pretty fed up of it now. I can't get back to the UK now because they've just closed all the travel corridors, and you've got to get coronavirus testing before you go, and there's no way I'm getting a coronavirus test in the Philippines because look at that. Jesus. Nice resort up there. So if you had to choose between this and the RC390, 100% get this one. Just noticed my Insta360 camera is wobbling all over the place. Let's see what the footage is like later. But yeah, I like this bike. I'm going to stop here in a second, and I'm going to take you on a little walk around the bike. I'll get the phone out, and here we go. Quite a nice view here. I stopped here for my Ninja 400 review. Look at that ravine, pretty cool. Right, I'll get the phone camera out and we can have a look at the Duke 390. It is a nice looking bike, definitely. I prefer the look of it to the 790. I don't know why they made this one prettier. It just looks better, the shape of it. 790 looks good. The new 890 looks interesting. I quite like the look of that. Is the 2019 KTM Duke 390. Like I say, it's a nice looking bike. It looks a little bit sharper at the front on the headlight, not so stretched out like the 790. Nice trellis frame. That's the non-adjustable WP shock at the back. You can adjust for preload on it, but apart from that, it's got no adjustments on it. And you got 43mm upside down WP forks, again non-adjustable, but they're pretty decent. They're pretty plush going over the bumps. It's sprung slightly hard at the back for my weight, I'd say, but overall it's pretty good. There's the LED lights, LED blinkers. You've also got adjustable brake and clutch levers. Mirrors are decent but ugly. Tiny little exhaust on it. 230mm disc at the back, 2 pots, and at the front you've got the 320mm disc with by Brembo calipers, radially mounted 4-pot calipers, so pretty decent brakes. I've had no problems whatsoever with overheating with this, which is nice. And I'll go through the dash now. This is a big difference between this and the RC390. You've got a TFT dash on here. One thing you notice, I don't know whether you can see it, just a little bit of water coming in the corners there. So that's a quality issue. So yeah, it's nice. It automatically changes for daylight or nighttime running, so it adjusts the brightness automatically. You can set up various things on it, 2 trips, and then it's obviously got all your sort of average fuel consumption, current fuel consumption, range till empty, which is useful. And then you just go over here on the little controls and you can go set, and then you can put the ABS here on road or supermoto turning off the rear ABS, and you just click left to come back out. It's dead easy. You got a bunch of settings that you can choose what's going to display on your dash, and then you got a load of info. Look, trip 1, trip 2, and you can choose what's going to be showing on your main dashboard. And then you've also got the KTM My Ride, and you can pair it with your phone, and I have done that and it works pretty well. And then you can listen to your music if you want to, or obviously take calls, things like that. So it's pretty nice dash. You got the obviously fuel gauge, temperature gauge. You've got the ABS mode that you're in, it tells you there. I'm not sure if that resets when you turn it on and off. You've got 1119 kilometers, that's your odometer, digital speedo readout, a digital analog replica, and then you've got gear position indicator as well. But just going to go for a bit more of a ride, and we'll go back uphill, which I'll just start it up for you and let you listen to the exhaust. It's not going to blow your mind, but it starts up first time every time, no problems at all. And we'll just try and get close and open up my visor and hear the exhaust. It's single cylinder 373cc. I'm not going to lie to you, it's not going to sound like a Panigale, is it? But it sounds alright. Sounds alright when you get going anyway. Right, let's head back up. But it's such a lightweight little fun bike. I mean, well, let's go and have some fun on it now. I'm not going to talk too much. We're just going to have some fun. But it's so light and manoeuvrable as well. Look, you can just flick it about. It's like a little toy. But great fun. If you got an A2, geez, if I was on an A2 license, I'm too old. I didn't have to do A2, but great fun. Look, brakes are great. Yeah, second gear almost makes the front end light. It's not going to lift, but it feels like, oh, you can feel the lightness on it. It's got enough torque that it gets moving. Put it this way, it's going to be faster than any car, unless you've got £500,000 quid. Oh, so it's flashing at me orange saying I need to change. It's flashing at me black saying, you freaking idiot, what are you doing? It's got plenty of torque to have a little bit of fun on. And it's up to 100 kilometers an hour, super quick. Top speed on this, I haven't actually tested it yet. I've only gone to about 140 on this, but I think it will do 160. It's about 104 miles an hour top speed, so plenty, and you're not going to lose your license every time you rip it. What are we doing? 100 and not that fast really. Oh yeah, you can just fly. You just needs a little bit more damping on that when you're going over. If you're going over stuff fast, the back wheel's out off the air, then off the road. Off the air, the back wheel is off the road there, but it's all right. So have I got any complaints about it? So far, very few. The ride quality is just a little bit hard. For these kind of roads, I mean, I am bouncing all over the place like a maniac at the moment. So the ride quality is a little bit hard, but it's okay. And I mean, it's set up for smooth road twisties and having fun, isn't it? It's not a touring bike, although I know I reckon you could tour on it if you just do like 4 or 5 hour days. What else? Well, I mean, every time I go out and get the bike filthy, I wash it off and I put anti-corrosion stuff on it. When I first got the bike, I had to leave it outside a couple of nights and it rained, and I just noticed there's a little bit of discolouring and corrosion on the header pipes. On the header pipes coming out of the exhaust. Apart from that, no, I don't think there's any complaints about it really. So that's enough from me, guys, for today. I know I haven't done a video in quite a while. I'll try and get a few more coming along over the next sort of month or two. I am stuck with what bikes I can get here. There's not very many, not much stock of big bikes, and I'm waiting. I'm hoping to get, I've got the Africa Twin, which I'll review in the next few weeks, and I'm hoping to get hold of either one of the new Duke 890s, a Duke 890R, or the new MT-09 from Yamaha. I'll hopefully get hold of one of those once they're available, but that might not be till, I don't know, God knows, with stupid coronavirus. Might not be till later in the year, maybe middle of the year, something like that. Go in a playground here. It's always a good overtaking manoeuvre, isn't it? You can just wait 2 seconds and say, there's no traffic, it's fine. Oh, this is the guy who was driving like a dickhead before, isn't it? Slippers, t-shirt, shorts, baseball cap for protection on the head.